Hey gals and guys, it's your host Phil Larson, and this is your Motivational High Five on self-examination. Let's do this. So the whole thing about your Motivational High Five is self-examination. We are looking inward and examining ourselves, examining our actions and ways in which we can improve ourselves, and ultimately by doing that improve our interaction with others around us and hopefully leave a more positive impact on the world immediately around us. And I end each show with this thing that hopefully I feel like you guys see as a call to action and empowerment. My last words are, it starts with you. And that's what it's all about. We're looking at self. It begins and it ends with self before it moves on to, others. We can really only change ourselves. So that's what your Motivational High Five is. It is these 5-minute little bits of motivation for self-examination. And since November 2014, I've kept a daily journal. I've, at the end of my day, made it a point to go through my day, kind of recall and recount my day, and, examine maybe where I've missed in some areas of my life. And so hopefully the next day, then I can do that. I can take what I learned and do that better, where I didn't maybe best represent myself and my heart. And it's a new thing for me about questioning yourself. You almost have to be suspicious of yourself. It's hard because it's so easy for us to examine others, to keep our focus on others. And we don't think that we need to self-examine because we know ourselves, right? We know ourselves better than anyone, or so we should. But being suspicious of yourself, asking okay, what was my motive behind that? That's truly an art. And, philosophers and counselors, they understand this art, and it is one to be developed. It is a skill to be developed, to question yourself. And when I've done that, I found that I can be a really passive-aggressive person. If I don't like or I disapprove of how somebody else is acting, I will maybe shake my head, or maybe I'll give a little smirk and I'll try to belittle them a little bit. And maybe if they see me, then they'll get it. And really, this is just keeping things off me, and I'm not recognizing how what they're doing is triggering something inside of me. But by being passive-aggressive, it is the quickest way to lose respect from the ones I love, the ones I truly want to be close to. And they may trigger me on a more deeper level because of that, because I want to be close to them. Another thing that I've learned as I've begun to self-examine is that I can mask my anger with over-positivity. And it comes across to other people as it is. It comes across as inauthenticity because it's not real. Feeling the deep emotions, the anger, and almost mimic and meet people where they're at emotionally, that's what makes things real, and that's what people care about. There's a situation where something that someone was saying and they were having troubles really bothered me to a deep level. And I said, yeah, but remember this, remember who you are, remember. And it was just projecting what I wanted for them onto them. And it was a way of getting it off of me and avoiding my own anger in it. I didn't like how they were being. And in the end, it offended them. And I was telling this to a wise person in my life, and they said, I think you're really angry. And I was like taken aback because what I had actually said to them wasn't an angering message, but how I said it showed that, man, that there's some issues down deep that I need to examine. And that was the first time I self-examined myself in that situation and go, wow, I really am angry. And so I was able to come clean to them and say sorry. There's a quote that's attributed to Socrates that says, "The unexamined life is not worth living." And it was said that he muttered this at his sentencing, which ultimately led to his death. It was as if to say mental death is worse than physical death. The damage we can do when we are and remain unaware of ourselves around others is tremendous. And honestly, to continuously self-examine is really to become self-aware of how we are around others. And it's truly a gift that we can give, our presence. And here we are again at the end of our 5 minutes. And as always, we decide to tell ourselves some positive things so that we can better love ourselves. And we can tap into this need. When you search yourself, do you feel it? It's as if the brain wants this cool drink of water that can override the steaming burns of the negative narratives that others have told us and we have told ourselves. And this is truly supported by science, that when enough positive messages enter our head, some of them stick. And after a while, they become stronger than the negative ones. And so, will you find a reflection of yourself and take just a few seconds and say this: I can question and examine myself to better love those around me. There's not much more I need to say here. What's usually included in this final call to action is this entire episode. You can change your story because it starts with you.